guys, it's Jose and Carolyn here again, and we're back. Today we wanted to talk a little bit about multifamily buildings, okay? Four important things you need to know before selling your property, okay? Number one, hire the right broker. I'll say this again, hire the right broker. Carolyn, why is that?
Well, you want to hire somebody that has experience in selling multifamily properties because it's a very different type of sale than a residential sale. And the reason is primarily with multifamily properties, your buyers are interested in knowing, am I going to be able to make money if I buy this property? So what's important about a multifamily property is finding out what the value is. What is the cash flow on this property? So your experienced investment savvy broker is going to understand how to help you price it and to market it appropriately so that you're going to get the most value for the property. What else do you think about that, Jose?
No, great point. A lot of the times, when selling a single family home or a condo, we look at comparables, and that's as far as we go. Okay, comparables and condition of the property. When it comes to selling a multifamily building, we look at more at the income, we look at the location, condition of the property, and what type of return that buyer potentially would be getting if they were to buy that property. So all these things have to work together.
Right, and then the investment savvy broker is going to be able to articulate that type of value to the buyer, which is very important and makes a difference in hiring the experienced multifamily versus the just residential broker.
Okay, number two, cash flow. You want to put a list of your income and expenses. Your broker's going to need that. Not only that, you want to know what your expenses are as well. You don't want to just be paying, and not knowing what you're paying at the end of the year. So your broker is going to ask for this information to help them determine what the value of the property should be.
And to also put that financial information on the listing, because your buyers are going to be very interested in the numbers, and when you can list out a complete financial breakdown of your property, it's a lot easier for a potential buyer or investor to quickly determine if they can make money on the property.
Yes, that is very, very important. On the MLS, we find maybe 2 or 3 out of 10 that have the right information in there, and that should be number one thing that should be on the MLS. But anyway, that's number two. Number three is leases. You want to talk a little bit about leases?
Sure. Okay. You want to prepare a lease abstract. You want to list out all of the units, the rents, the leases, the expiration dates on the leases, so that you could get a good idea, again, of what the cash flow is. Now, when you're planning on selling your property, if your rents are undervalued, under market value, which a lot of them are, especially if you've had long-term tenants, you may consider raising those rents. You also want to inform your tenants that you're planning on selling the property, because you do want the cooperation of your tenants when you're trying to sell your multifamily property. As brokers, we try to minimize the impact to the tenants when we're doing showings. Usually we'll show some of the other units on a second showing to a very interested buyer, but you definitely want a tenant that's going to cooperate and give you access to the property so that you can show it. You also may want to consider raising those rents, as I said a little bit before, once the leases expire, so that you can bring the cash flow, increase the cash flow, and have the building has a higher value.
And our final and fourth key point here is updating the property. And we're not talking about, you know, spending $50,000 on your property. We're talking about, you know, making, you know, minor improvements like painting the hallways.
The stairways are
Clean.
safe and clean.
Yeah.
Your common areas are updated. If you've got a basement where you've got the laundry facilities for everybody in the building, make everything look as appealing as possible. And that's pretty much it.
Yes, that's basically all we have for now. We'll probably have more videos coming up next week. But if you have any questions, you know, feel free to shoot us an email or, you know, call us or just post your questions at the bottom. And we'll be glad to answer anything any questions you might have.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.